and we are live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of AZ Update, a very merry episode of AZ Update. I'm your host, Anthony Bartolo, joined again by Miss Sarah Lean. Sarah, how's it going?
I'm good, thanks, Anthony. Glad it's Friday. How are you doing?
It's Friday. Glad it's just prior to the holiday. I know a lot of us are taking some time off, so this will be the last episode for the season. Last episode for season 1, because we have a lot of changes in store for the new year in terms of the show format and what have you, based on the feedback that's we've been receiving from the audience, which is awesome. A lot of you are online already. We have Andrew in the chat room. We have Sharon there as well. Hey, Sharon. Reese is there. So if you are watching us live, do join us in the chat room. Good morning to you all. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. For those of you joining us from Australia, a lot of people talking about the weather where they're at. It's cold by me in Toronto. It's about -5 with about a foot of snow. Blustery day for you, Sarah, I think.
Yep, definitely a horrible day outside. So blinds are shut and lights are on.
Now, you know, the holiday thing, we tried to find holiday sweaters. I didn't have one. Sarah, you wore yours yesterday, so it's in the wash. This is the only holiday sweater that I had. It's the only red sweater that I had. It's the old Canadian HTML5 shirt. Producer Pierre actually has the beautiful sweater there. We were part of the Dev the Halls promotion with the US sub, and they were nice enough to gift us the sweaters. I have not received mine yet, just because I guess I was naughty and I'm getting cold. Pierre was nice this year, and he got a sweater, which is awesome.
Santa Claus came this morning for sure.
Oh, I know. That big box behind you, I'm very jealous.
I'm thinking about streaming the unboxing later this afternoon.
We should. I'm totally down. We should do that. That's actually not a bad idea.
Well, I'll leave it up to the chat room to say whether or not it's something they want to see. So, yeah, I'm actually.
Do we need to ask what's in the box though before the stream?
Well, we leave it a mystery.
Well, it's a mystery. It's a big crate.
It's a big crate.
It's a big crate. I know there's an envelope on the top that's with an NASA tag in it. So I guess I have to put the NASA tag on whatever's in the big crate.
We'll find out later. We'll find out later what's in the crate. A lot of people are calling for coffee. It's -11 in Calgary right now. Yes, Calgary is always cold. I'm surprised Calgary didn't get the foot of snow in July. Usually they get it, I think, late August or early September when they get the snow.
They did. Dave Kalula sent some pictures of snow like in early September, I think.
Dave Kalula has got a nice collection of cars. He just picked up a Duster and a Mustang. Very jealous of his collection that he's building, which is awesome in terms of cars. So definitely hope to get to see them in person in 2021 once this pandemic is all over and it's safe to do so. Let's get started with the news. There's only one news item that we're really going to emphasize today, and we're actually going to have a discussion on it really quickly, is the new functional or the new path in terms of certification that's made available in terms of renewal of certification. Sarah and Pierre, I don't know, you know, back when you were doing your MCP, MCSC, doing your certifications, you would pass your exam, and your exam would hold you for such a period of time, and then would retire, and then you would have to go out and write another exam again, and you're doing all that preparation, what have you. Yep. In the new offering, what's being talked about that's going to happen come this February is now you complete your first exam for your certification, and then on a yearly basis for free, you're able to go through and renew your credentials for what you've earned in terms of passing the exam. You have up to 6 months to do so based on your date of expiry for your exam certification. And again, it's free, and it'll be available online through Microsoft Learn. So you don't have to go anywhere to a facility to do the renewal. You actually do it from home on Microsoft Learn, and it's a free service. And it ensures that you're continuously renewed in terms of your certification. Yes, Pierre. Is
it the same as the regular exam where you have to remove like all of the connected devices in the room that you're taking the exam? Because if anybody's not taken an online exam before, as we can all attest to, it is not a clear process at home. Because like even a machine like me right now, I got 3 monitors. I can't do the exam in my office. I have to take a laptop into an empty room somewhere in my house. So just wondering if I have to do this once a year.
So there are details on itopstock.com. We have the link in regards to the certification announcements, and you click on that link and it'll provide you the full details in terms of how the renewal will occur. I don't think it's as stringent as writing your initial exam in terms of the renewal. I don't know the actual, what is entailed, but it is detailed on their blog post in terms of what would be required for that availability for that certification. And that comes into effect in February. So any of the new certifications that you've done as of the last year will be rolled into this whole process that allows you, again, through Microsoft Learn to have that availability to do the renewal. And what's great is that all of these resources that you would require to ensure that you're kept up to date in terms of your certifications for the renewal process are also available for free on Microsoft Learn as well. So it's not a, hey, you got to pay the $100 US to do the recertification. It's completely included in your Microsoft Learn experience. Sarah, thoughts?
Yeah, it's very cool. I sat some Azure exams 2 years ago, so they are due to expire, I think, in January or February time. So I was preparing to study over the holiday break towards resitting these exams. So definitely interesting to see what it's going to be like and what my study path is going to be like in order to be certified. But hopefully it'll be a good experience. But yeah, excited to see what it does, and it hopefully will be a good one for all of us. So, but we'll wait and see what the guys release in terms of details. But yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out because I do need to renew my certifications.
Well, as do I. It's the thing, right? So you do the certs, and it's timely too, right? We're able to do this at home in our own time. We don't have to go to any facilities, especially during the pandemic. That's a hard thing to do, and it allows us to keep up to date. In the whole aspect of cloud adoption, even from a hybrid implementation, it's so quickly changing in terms of the services and how they evolve based on the feedback that's being provided. A lot of the capabilities are made, even stronger or better. Or there's a different process to adopt these services. And so making sure that you're kept up to date in terms of that, it really helps out you from your career perspective, and then for your organization that you support to ensure that you stay up to date with the latest technology and how to implement it. With that being said, it's been a fantastic year, aside from everything going on in the world, and the fact that we were able to start up the show. This show actually started way back when in April. We've gone 33 episodes. Not anything as big as yours, Sarah, in terms of the 70. And congratulations on 70 episodes. That's phenomenal. Doing that all on your own, that's a big effort. 33 episodes. We've had some ups and downs. We've had glitches with regards to technology.
Just a few
glitches. Everybody in the chat room can hear us, right? Just making sure they're all saying yes. They're all talking about the exams. That's really cool in terms of the updates. 33 episodes. Actually, with all the special editions or special updates that we had during Ignite and other videos, we're actually at 36. So 36 episodes for the year, which is really cool. Season 2 will start January the 8th in 2021. So we have some changes that will be coming for that in terms of the show format and the way that the show looks. But I wanted to really first take a moment to say thank you to all of you that watch us throughout the 36 episodes that we had. Like I said, we had some struggles, but we were able to pull this off, which is really cool. And we really appreciate the support from everybody who's watching, everybody who's in the chat room, who's been participating. Thank you, producer Pierre, for putting up with my trying to be perfect all the time.
And thank you for both of you. Thank you for both of you for putting up with me going, oh, I don't know what button I hurt. No.
You don't hear the craziness in the background when something goes wrong.
Today they are. Everybody's hearing it. But normally it's all in your ears.
I think our boss is trolling us on the comments.
He's trolling us, regular IT guys on there saying we lost audio.
Yeah.
So, and thank you to the Patch and Switch crew for
making us look good.
For this little show that we had, which is awesome. Sarah, thank you for joining us for so many episodes. We've had Pumala on the show. We've had Thomas Maurer. He was actually one of the kickoff hosts on the show as well. He'll be back in the new year as well. It's something where is a passion for us in terms of the connection with our audience. We miss the ability to go around the world and have that interaction with you, right? And that's the big thing, reason why we did this show. Pierre has mentioned it on other shows as well. The team used to love sitting at the area where the meeting area. They call it the experts area, but don't really like using that term because I feel that you come to us as experts, and I learned so much. I can't, I don't know about you both, but I learned so much when I sit in that area and just have open conversations and how technology is being adopted around the world. And there's so many things that I learned in Brazil and Italy and France and, you name it, all parts of the world that we had this great opportunity to do so. And the pandemic happened and we're all at home. And it's hard to connect, even with all the technology that's out there. A lot of people, they're apprehensive of sharing because, is this being recorded? Is this a real conversation? Is this, what's going to happen with the knowledge that I'm sharing after the fact? It's a lot easier when it's in person, right? Sarah, what did you think in terms of the year and how we've adopted this technology to connect with people? How is it different from the in-person events piece?
Yeah, it's a very, very different experience. I think I've done 40 odd virtual conferences this year from this very spot, and it's very different speaking to the audience, and there's no one coming up after the fact to you to ask questions that they might have been too shy to ask during the audience. It's been different. Hopefully we have adapted to try and be inclusive and try and get those conversations had, and I know some people have reached out afterwards on things like Twitter and LinkedIn and stuff and asked me questions and reached out and had one-on-one conversations with me. But it's it's been a very different experience, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting back to those in-person events, even if it means I have to run the length of Florida from one conference hall to the next to get to where I need to be. But yeah, it's been fun trying to connect virtually, but it's also been challenging. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we can maybe change it up in the new year and do things a bit differently with some events. Thomas and I actually just got accepted to do a co-presenting at the Nordic Virtual Summit in February.
Oh, cool.
So that's it'll be interesting. We're going to do a double act to try and see if we can do something different with our presentation format and get more interaction with the audience that way as well. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. Long-winded.
Oh, no, it's great. Pierre, what are your thoughts in terms of everything going on?
I'm just looking forward to the day they're going to let me out of the basement. No, in all seriousness, as we mentioned during the festive tech calendar, the face-to-face connection with our audience and with like all of you at events to ask questions, if it's just to chat about the way our audience is doing things, because it's one thing for us to be in Contoso land or in Tailwind Trader land where everything is controlled and everything is like utopia because everything is built in a bubble without without users, like real users, to break stuff and to have requirements that you don't have in a lab. So sometimes we feel a little detached from real life, and I really, really want that conversation with our audience about how they're like the struggles that they're going through, so that we can come up with potential solution or potential tips and tricks or anything that we can find that will help address some of those issues and use that as like cannon fodder for our blog and for our videos and for everything else that we do. And I haven't had that since March. And it's almost like I'm in withdrawal.
Yep.
And this is one of the reasons why we as a team set up that Discord server, because now we are part of the conversation. So if anybody on the line is not connected, aka.ms/itopstalk-discord is an area that we've set up for just that, just to have a connection. We talk about technology, or we talk about multiple things. We even talk about weather and the game last night, if there is one. Like it's really just a virtual community area or Ask the Expert booth at Ignite the Tour, where we could just pop in, have a chat, and it's the closest we can get to it for now. So I'm really missing that part of our job. And we did all have to pivot to this new online medium. I've always been told I've got a face for radio, so that works out for me. But that's about it. Like, I'm really looking forward to getting my vaccine and hopefully getting to a point where we can meet face to face again.
And it's going to take some time, right? There's no
absolutely.
early indication in terms of what's going to happen in 2021. I don't foresee any in-person events happening until it's safe to do so. And we're all going to be following that, So we hope that we can continue on the conversations going forward into 2021 in the virtual plane for now, until it's safe for us to meet together in person again. There's a lot of conversations happening right now in the chat room, which is awesome. I know Sharon is helping out Richard Hooper right now understand the whole new certification process or new renewal process that's being available. And so thank you, Sharon, for sharing out the link to the chat room in terms of what you need to do for that renewal piece. That's, 33 episodes, we covered a lot of news. There was a lot of updates that were out there. Really quickly, wanted to share, a couple of the highlights that we had as a team in terms of the updates and what we shared out. The first one for me that was big was the inclusion of additional capabilities for the Windows Virtual Desktop. That was a big one for me, only because Windows Virtual Desktop was made generally available back in July of 2019, and then the availability of functionality in terms of manageability and what have you didn't really come until 2020, based on the feedback again by you in terms of that enablement. So take this into consideration. We all have to work from home now. There are some instances where private information cannot leave the organization's network. It has to stay in place. And so the Windows Virtual Desktop was a great solution to have that availability for those at home to log into this instance on Windows that was based in Azure, that had the availability to access the information securely, but the management piece wasn't really fully baked yet. And so I believe it was July of this year, the whole portal integration made available for Windows Virtual Desktop for management directly from the portal. Also, the RBAC implementation for rights to create said instances. So really streamlining the process and the control mechanism in terms of who can actually create these virtual desktops to have the end users connect to. And then the big one for us was the Ndi inclusion into Microsoft Teams was also introduced at the same time. Prior to when we first started out the show, and Pierre, I don't know if you remember how many glitches we had when we first started this whole adventure. The availability of NDI baked into Teams negated the need for us to spin up the third-party application so that we can have this connectivity to streamline what we're sharing on our desktops and to this broadcast, right? And it was not the easiest thing when we first started, but in that inclusion was a huge step up for us in terms of quality of the show and ease of actually producing the show. Still had difficulties. There's still a lot of things that we're going to change in 2021 to make things even easier, but it was a huge bump up for us in terms of the show itself.
Yeah, and every time something like that happens, and I watch a lot of Twitch and YouTube, just talking and podcasting and stuff, and I always think, man, they make it look so easy, and I'm like, wow. And then when we're together and I'm trying to figure out which scene and which microphone is hot and which desktop to put there, and then actually having to participate at the same time, like, I have no idea how these other people do it. So somebody in the chat room actually asked if we were going to do a blooper reel for this year. And I responded that our blooper reel is basically a silent movie for all the times that I screwed up the sound.
So it would be, we just had the Benny Hill music in the background just to fill in for the sound. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Sarah, what was your big news item of the year?
I think I was really excited when we announced Azure Auto Manage. I think it's great it's going to be great for accelerating adoption, especially maybe for our smaller customers who maybe don't have dedicated IT departments. Because when you start to spin up virtual machines within Azure, you can click a little box and it will start to onboard a bunch of additional services like log analytics, enable your backup, turn on Security Center, monitoring, whole host of things that you really want with your virtual machines, but often you might forget, or you don't really know how to configure because you're maybe new to Azure, or like I said, you're not a dedicated IT support for your organization. So really excited to see where this goes. I did a short kind of first look video at it to explain what it can do for you. And it's based on best practices from our cloud adoption framework. And if you aren't sure what our cloud adoption framework is, there's a good video series that's been out for a few months on that.
It's
so
a fantastic video series.
Fantastic video series. Yes.
I can't remember who the host is, but she's doing a great job.
She's a guru, man. She's very knowledgeable. It's pretty cool.
But yeah, Azure Auto Manage is based on best practices within the cloud adoption framework. So again, it should be helping you build up on your best practice kind of implementation of Azure. So I'm excited to see where it is. It's currently in preview at the moment. So we always kind of say don't run your preview features in your production environment. But again, this is probably one you probably could actually run because it's just turning on the additional functionality. But again, I'm excited to see where the team are actually going to take this in 2021 and see how it helps their customers as well.
Producer Pierre, what was your news item of 2020?
I don't have a specific one because considering like my Azure service update feed is about 60 to 70 items a week. I can't pick one out of all of those. But what I did find that this year was especially great for us and for our audience is the ease at which we're enabling hybrid now in Azure with Auto Manage for the VMs on Azure, with Arc to basically onboard machines that are not on Azure, with WAC to take machines that are like on-prem but use those services that are cloud services in order to make on-prem better. There are so many others, like for example, linked disk or shared disks in Azure storage, so that you can actually run a traditional cluster in the cloud without having to spin an extra machine just to host the shared data. Like all of these little announcements together that really make hybrid the design that we've always been about. Like we've been hybrid. It's in our DNA. We've been hybrid since the very beginning. But now, like all of those cloud tools are available, and they have been for a while. But now it's a lot easier to onboard a lot of those services to make both the on-prem and the cloud experience more better. Just not more better, but just better.
Just better. The show is just flying by. I can't believe we only have 7 minutes left. It's such an amazing thing. I wanted to take a moment to just gain from everybody, what's your ideal holiday gift? And I'll give you an example. In terms of everything that's out there and the geekery that's out there, it's the cool stuff that you can grab. I'm really keen on this, Dom's Dodge Charger made available by Lego. I think the kit's kit number 42111. I'm a big Mopar guy. I'm a big car guy, former mechanic. It is something of interest to me. The one thing, though, that really I'm keen about this kit is there's a hackery made available for this kit that you can actually take Dom's Charger and you can turn it into a remote control car. And what's really cool is there's this site called the Racing Brick, and it'll actually show you how to modify the car to include the engine for the availability to make it into a remote control car. But even better still, there's the ability with the same hackery to make this into a self-driving car. So to negate the need of having the remote at all and actually pinpoint destination A, destination B, put obstacles in its way and watch the car navigate through this. I thought it was fantastic because we talk about the whole aspect of, adoption of IoT and, how you can play with the premises of creating these items that'll do things for you. And the simplicity of using stuff like Lego to build this out. I remember back in the day as a kid taking apart toys and putting those engines into the toys or the motors into the toys to make them go. And now you can actually modify the kits with existing pieces to make them go and do things. I think it's a really cool thing to have available. So, if you have a second to check it out, it's something cool to do over the holidays. Sarah, I know you have a big ticket item in terms of your holiday wish list.
Yeah, I am tempted to buy a drone to capture some of the awesome scenery here in Scotland. I think because I haven't been able to travel, I've been able to explore Scotland a bit more. And yeah, I think a drone might be an addition I might add to my kind of collection. Although on a day like today here in Scotland, the drone would just blow away and it'd be a waste of money. So I might wait a few months until the weather gets better before I purchase that. So, but yeah, that's something I'm definitely hovering on the buy now button.
Oh, and just watching your Instagram feed, just seeing the landscape you have around you, it's just beautiful. So I'm very keen on seeing the results of having that drone and taking pictures with it.
Cool.
Producer Pierre, you have a big ticket item as well.
Yeah, I can't share the screen. I don't have a scene that has just me in the corner. Oh, that's fine.
Okay, never mind.
I got two big ticket items on my wish list. Actually, I got one that's already been delivered. Anyway, I'm just saying, I'm just doing that, folks, so that Anthony will be jealous because his hasn't been delivered yet.
I'm getting cold.
Anyway, my ticket items, which are a little odd for somebody that does the work that we do, but when I relax and doing things out of the day-to-day job, for me is typically to work something manual. So I've got a 10-inch drill press on my buy list, and I am also hovering over the purchase button. I just need authorization from my finance minister. The requisition has been put in, but the paperwork's taken a long time. And the other one is a Eastwood MiG 135 flux core MIG welder. So,
and you said you had a lot of projects to use that on, right?
Well, I started the plans to build an in-ceiling lift for my Jeep hardtop.
Right.
So I've already ordered the winch, which is works on regular house power, so I don't have to have a spare car battery up in the attic, but the winch is going to be in the attic, and I need to build a frame so that I can just hook my hardtop on and then hit the button, and it's going to go into the attic cavity, so it's completely out of the way in the summer. The plans are made. The approbations have been done by the finance committee. I'm just waiting to actually build it, because right now it's a little hard for me to build anything in the garage, considering it was minus 25 yesterday.
I know. We got 2 minutes left, and I want to make sure we get this covered because it's very important to share this out. It's the holiday season. Make sure you take some time out for yourself to rest and relax and recharge for the new year. I know a lot of us on the team are doing that. Those of you who have young ones at home, it's going to be 2 weeks off. It might be longer in terms of them being home from school. If you're out in Australia, you're off for the summer. Lucky you. In the Northern Hemisphere, we have the schools in play, and they're going to be out for 2 weeks. It might be longer based on what's going on. If that's the case, having them on their tablets and their electronics and what have you, it's okay for this period of time, because everybody will be home and resting. There's a great opportunity, though, to do something with them. And I know my kids enjoy coding alongside me and learning new things alongside me. Microsoft is partnered with Warner Brothers Studios. The new Space Jam movie, A New Legacy. It's funny, I asked my kids, have you seen the original one? They're like, Dad, it's so old. Who's Michael Jordan? I'm like, what? So it's like, what? There's a new movie coming out with LeBron James? I go, yeah, it was based on a movie that was 20 years ago. Oh, yeah, that's how old I am. That's awesome. But what's really cool about this movie is there's a full-on coding tie-in with Python. So it's an opportunity to sit down with your kids. No additional equipment or electronics is required. A tablet, a phone, a PC if you have one. The whole availability to go on with your kids, step-by-step instructions, completely free. It includes, animations from Bugs Bunny. LeBron James actually participates as well, which is really cool. And you're coding out solutions that tie into sports and how to better enable that sports team in Space Jam to beat the competition in regards to the challenge that they're going to be facing amidst the movie. So the coding that you're going to be doing is based on helping the Toon Squad, which is the Bugs Bunny LeBron James basketball team, beat the competing or the team that they're competing against in this movie, which is really cool. So awesome, made available. Check it out if you have young ones. It's something where you code alongside them and have something interactive with them over the holidays, and having the ability to learn something new, which is really cool.
I was trying to cut you off, Anthony, because I was looking at the time.
We're at time.
We're at time, and we've already been cut out from Learn
Microsoft
TV.
Learn.
So
you know what? That's fine. So now we can
now we can stay on here for another
hour.
Another hour, maybe another couple hours, so that we. No, that's right. There's a patch and switch show today.
There is a patch and switch show today. We want to make sure we make note of that. They were here last week. They are coming back again. It'll be their last episode for 2020. So awesome to have them back. But I did want to say one quick, happy holidays to everybody in the chat room. Paul Jensen has joined us. Andrew is here. We have Sharon Bennett. We have Steve Enns has joined us now. Jack Lee's in the chat room. Our regular IT guy is there, Mr. Rick Claus, joining us today. Jared Shockley is in there. Jared, if you're buying Lego kits, make sure you buy the Lego kits from legitimate places. Like a Toys R Us or directly from Lego, just saying. We have a lot of people in the chat room. Thank you very much to everybody who participates. I'm sorry if I didn't get you all, but it is really important to us that we have you with us in our journey for the 36 episodes that we've completed. It's so awesome to see you have that conversation and open banter inside of the chat room, which is awesome. We definitely read them all after the show. It's hard for us to do both at the same time, but it's something where we're very appreciative that you're there with us and participating alongside us in terms of the chats. Pierre, Sarah, if people want to get a hold of you, we'll start with Sarah first. Sarah, if people want to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do so?
Yep, so I'm Techie Lass on Twitter and everywhere else. So, go and search for me there and find me.
And producer Pierre, if they want to get a hold of you?
I am and always shall be at Wired Canuck. You can find me on Twitter or on our Discord server.
And if you want to get a hold of me for some reason, you can catch me on Twitter at Wireless Life. It's been an awesome 36 episodes for our season 1 premiere launch of AZ Update. We hope that everybody has a happy holiday and enjoys the time off if you're afforded the time off. We look forward to seeing everybody again for season 2 of AZ Update come January the 8th. Take some time for yourself, recharge, and we'll see you all in the new year. See you all, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.